What up, people, and welcome back to the channel. So today is the video that I'm going to finally reveal. As you can see, this nice entryway shoe cabinet that my husband and I put together. We did want something to be able to fit this width. It does hold 32 shoes because we have two opening cabinet system. And I'm going to show you how functional this is for us, as well as the whole details about us building this and kind of why we decided to do this. As you can see, I'm in my entryway hallway and I can't actually stretch my arms. And this, even though it's like this is still the typical width for a walkway. So we didn't want anything that was going to obscure too much of again, our walkway. So trying to find something with the price that we wanted it for, with the size that we wanted it for, we just decided that, we're just going to build it and customize something. And even with this, we could still remove this and take this wherever we need to place it, if we need to take it somewhere else. So without making it too long, let's get straight into this video. So I chose to go with a different approach with this one. I wanted to kind of draw it out and create kind of like a schematic of what I wanted the design to be. So I did do my measurements off camera, and then I brought it to the table to kind of draw out what I wanted my husband to kind of put together. And he said that this way was actually a better way for him to kind of visualize what it is that I had in my mind. So we were able to make our annual trip to Home Depot to pick out our wood. I did decide to go with MDF because yes, it is more affordable than wood these days. So we did end up getting two of the wood that was for $11.26, the middle wood that you see my husband is collecting here, and then we got one of the longest length wood, which is the one for $16.34, I believe. So with the middle wood that we got, we cut them two sides, we cut them in half and split them at 36 inches, and then we got the other one to cut both in 39 inches, and then the longest one we cut to 42 inches because I know I wanted the top to be longer. So before I could even pull out the camera when we got home, my husband went straight to work. Now initially it's just creating a box, so he used a combination of just staple gun and wood glue because we had all our wood cut at Home Depot. So we essentially just put it together exactly the way that I drew it out, which helped with the schematic because he saw it and he just went straight for it. So he started assembling it in the garage because we didn't need it to cut it, it was already cut, assembling it and then creating some type of bracket to float it on the wall because I wanted it floated. I didn't want it on the floor. We wanted to be able to have access underneath, and that also enlarged the space so we don't have to worry about it like anything running into it. So the wood that you see that he put on the wall, that is the wood that he anchored this piece to. So now I didn't really want this to just look like a box on the wall. So you see me here, I bought these pieces. They were like 50 cents per square foot, which is very affordable. And I think I only got like 2 or 3 pieces because we cut them at Home Depot as well. So at the end they were like $3 and something else for all the pieces. And I just used wood glue alone just to attach this to the cabinet because I wanted it to have some type of feature. I wanted it to pop. Like I said, I didn't want it to be a box on the wall. I wanted it to pop out. This is a small area. It's a very narrow area. So I didn't want it to look like we're just throwing something on the wall. It's gonna look like, oh, why is that there? I wanted it to pop out. I wanted to have a standpoint feature, but I didn't want it to look just like a box. So this is why I chose to go with this method, and I let this dry for 24 hours with the wood glue and just the clips before I actually went back to paint it. So one of the good things about this project is that we were able to recycle and use some of the things that we already had. Like, for instance, this material here. This is called a wood edge banding. And what it really is just creating like a seal on open and exposed wood that's going to allow a smoother process or a smoother edging. And it'll also make it easier to paint. So I did have this on hand for when I did my kitchen makeover, and I used it for my cabinets because my cabinets were old and I were kind of like repainting them. So I used this on the edges to kind of give it a clean edge and clean it up like how I'm doing here. And basically what you do is you iron this on with heat, and you're really just activating the heat with the iron and iron it on crisp, just to have that clean edge. Depending on the size of your wood, they do come in different sizes, but again, I had this on hand, so I just used what I have. They do have different sizes. You could order or buy different sizes. I ordered mine on Amazon, so it was a little bit bigger, so I was just able to just trim it down and file it neatly so that I would be able to have a smooth surface to paint. So I did came back and paint, you guys. This is a completely other day. I can't even tell you what day or what number this was. I was on this for the whole week. So I decided to paint the outer side, that same gray that was on my doors, and paint the inside white to kind of have that clean, crisp look. So I wanted to show you guys the entryway of my home. I wanted the colors to kind of flow and to pull from one area to another. So that is why I chose to work with the color scheme of the cabinet by taking that gray color, grayish black color tone that's on my door, and the little hints of brown in the entryway, and that is the color that I use for this shoe cabinet, to use that same darker grayish on the side and the brownish taupish color on top, which also I had on hand. The doors, honestly, we had like on hand for, I would say, almost a year, because primarily they were supposed to be our pantry doors, and it didn't work, and they ended up being here. So I couldn't record that build because that was already done. So that is why that's already included here, and we just went with that look, attaching that all together. That mirror again is something and that I already had, that was from the old entryway that we moved over, and believe it or not, all the things that you see me decorating on the top mantle came from the Dollar Tree, all except that flower, which is something I just pulled from another space in my home. But everything else, the books, that leaf holder, this little sign that I'm putting on, all of these items actually came from Dollar Tree, which it was $1.25, but still an affordable way to actually fix up a little small area without it being so expensive. So now the real question is, how does this function? As you can see, my entryway is very small and very narrow. So now the way that we have set it up, if we made it a functional way to enter and exit the home, as you come in, whatever larger item you have, it goes right into the basket, such as mail, packages, umbrella, and you can make your way downstairs and relinquish any smaller items such as keys, sunglasses, your phone. Then you're able to have your hands free to remove your shoes, open the cabinet, put it in, grab whatever shoes you need. For household shoes, we do wear household slippers or whatever, and then you can walk off and do whatever it is you have to do. It makes it an easier flow, a functional way to enter and exit the home. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know in the comment section, and if you haven't already, go and follow me on Instagram, where you can see the little snippet behind the scenes as we were trying to get this pulled together. Until the next one, guys, bye.